And we are back. I'm Krystian from Team Orcast, and with me is...
Hello, I'm Johnny once again.
And yeah, so this is... I'm still like, oof, I'm shaking.
That was a hell of a game, that was.
I haven't been even playing, and I'm still like, oof, I just don't know what's happening. So Bantwins being like incredible. Like, so we have to discuss this a little bit, because, you know, Bantwins is playing obviously a little bit, you know, what people consider maybe like broken or degenerate decks. A little bit, you know, like you know, the diaper is kind of like this, kind of like, okay, I do combo wombo, I win.
There's a spectrum.
Yeah.
Like, personally, I play a lot of Dealer Max, and I would never be one to badmouth a good old degenerate deck. So.
No, I'm just setting up because I think Bantwins shows quite well how there is an art to those decks. Not only like just playing the kind of strategy they want to play, but also kind of using them.
There is a lot
in weird matchups and weird situations.
Absolutely, there's a lot of like interesting play in those games. It's not just I'm going to install my hyperdrivers, my DDoS, and dipe you, and I'm going to win.
Yeah,
he had to make a lot of very interesting decisions and interacted a lot with Matt's board. And so, yeah. He got a bit lucky, he got a bit unlucky, sure. And it was a very close game either way. So that was cool.
People were saying just now in the room that Bantwins actually, when he ran on HQ last round, he actually like announced what he wants to access, and actually got all 3 times he got exactly the stuff that he wanted to access. Like, I need to find
really
the boom.
Excellent.
Oh, there's the boom. I need to find the boom. Oh, there's the boom.
Oh, that's. I wish we had like sound for that. I thought it would be excellent.
Well, the people on YouTube will see, but sadly, no, I guess the people the people on the stream can't hear the audio. Sadly, we don't hear the audio. That's the bad thing. Anyways, so this is going to be UK Rotage against Bantwins from Belgium. Bantwins is going to be playing the White Tree. We have to say
the White Tree. He's playing Replicating Perfection with a very fancy alt-art ID.
Yes, and Rotage is playing the Hayley.
Yep.
So he can install 2 things at the same time.
2 resources. So Rotage, or Dave, is playing a very weird Hayley deck. It's Siphon, Faust, Deep Data Mining Hayley.
I'm already, my mind is already blown by just these 3 things.
And the thing to note about Bantwins is that his RP deck is 54 cards big, and we all know what that means. So it's it's this kind of like, so we have to maybe explain White Tree. It's a kind of an older idea that's kind of rotating out at this point. It is. It's really interesting playing it. So if you're not aware, Replicating Perfection, you can't run on a remote server unless you first run on a central.
Yeah.
So it's basically like a click tax on trashing stuff, which is fine.
Not a big problem right now because there is no items installed in front of HQ or R&D. Bantwins just installed 2 different assets. That is going to be the Turtlebacks to give him credits when he installs stuff, and
Sundew to give him money. Ever
so successful and popular in White Tree.
Yep.
And he used a tech startup to get the
I think it got bioethics.
Bioethics, exactly. That's what bioethics. So the idea is obviously with those kind of decks is kind of like they're called prison.
Yep.
So the idea is like to set up a situation where bioethics are killing the runner slowly and they cannot do anything about this.
Yep. So like, I'm not sure who's got a good matchup against this. So Dave does have Levy, so he's got 2 decks to work with. He's got Siphon to keep the corp poor.
Yeah.
He's got Film Critic, I see, which will be good against, because I know the agenda suite is 3 Obokata protocols, 3 fetal AIs, and 3 future perfects. And if there's an agenda suite you want Film Critic against, it's that agenda suite. The Film Critic is very important because there's going to be future perfects, there's going to be Obokata protocols, whatever. Yeah. And those are awful to steal without.
Yes. And the Film Critic really helps here. So that we see a temple here, Momba Temple allowing him to rest stuff cheaper. And then the second Sundew, that's really important. Bantwins will get a lot of credits from this. Yeah.
So Bantwins set up a dominating economic start very quickly. Those Sundews are going to make crazy money.
Yeah. And it's going to be, right now it's kind of okay for Rotage to trash stuff, but he doesn't really have any economy engine to contest all those servers right now.
I think Dave's deck runs pretty light on money. It's Siphon, but he doesn't have like asset trashing stuff. He doesn't have, well, obviously he's not a wizard, so he doesn't have 3 recurring credits to trash assets. No Scrubbers, that's not in faction. Parisha is not a very good card, so he doesn't have that.
Ooh, okay.
So he does a V-Strike, so maybe...
That's okay.
So if I was in Dave... I don't know Dave's deck, but I like trashing things. I really like trashing things.
I cannot lie.
I cannot... At this point, I'd be very tempted to trash the Sundews. They're unprotected.
Yeah, the Sundews are probably good. Also the Mamba Temple. The problem is like all of these things are good.
Yeah, you want to trash them all.
And if you start trashing them, but now of course it's even possible to trash them because later on we're going to get like a...
hostile infrastructure.
Exactly. And then it's going to be very, very difficult to trash those things. It's going to be,
very, very difficult. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then you. Oh, okay. So hopefully they will not go too far to the left with this.
Yeah, there's so many cards to trash. I guess this is why Wizard is good, because he has like recurring cards to trash stuff.
Yeah.
It's.
Okay, so getting. So the what was called the employee strike, that kind of really helps, because now Rotage doesn't have to actually run on the central servers to run on the remote servers.
He does, yeah.
And also we have to say, like, Bantwins probably doesn't want to score an agenda ever in his game. It's not his game plan.
I don't think he ever wants. I think the closest he comes to scoring an agenda is to install Savant to make the runner steal one, because I know he's running Voter Intimidation, which is a one-cost operation you can play only if the runner has an agenda in the score area, and you can trash the resource. So he might use it to trash, say, a film critic, for example.
Yeah, but right now it doesn't work because Dave hasn't scored anything yet.
Indeed, yeah. And if Dave is aware of this, he might. He would probably keep the agenda on the film critic.
I'm shocked that Dave didn't run on anything for now. It's like, why didn't he even install why didn't you play the employee strike if he doesn't run? Like,
Indeed,
it seems like he's not capitalizing on the things that he invested in.
That's true. I am a bit confused with that as well. Maybe he was worried about it being sniped out of hand with another bioethics. Potentially. I do know that Bantwins does run counter currents. I've seen us. Oh, there's Astrolabe. That's a bit late, but it'll help. I did see he's got Cerebral Static, which is an unusual current. You don't see that very often.
No, but it's a really good counter current.
Yep, and it does blank the runner's identity, which is useful against Hayley. There are some runners it is not useful against.
It's helpful against Wizard.
It's great against Wizard.
Start trashing stuff. Yeah.
I think great against Wizard, the most popular runner today. The second most popular runner is Andromeda. It's not great against that. She kind of gets her ability up front, but it still turns off Employee Strike.
Yeah, sure. I mean, even as a countercurrent, as we saw, like a lot of games these days apparently are being won in the current war.
By current wars, yeah, that's absolutely. Like another matchup is the traditional like regular Wizard against Moons matchup is very dominated by who can land a current and stick a current.
Yeah.
And the side that can has got a huge advantage. So much so that often there's kind of this weird standoff where both sides are holding a current in hand, and whoever plays first loses because. Yeah,
because you don't want to play your thing first and then maybe it becomes like this kind of weird standoff situation where it's like, it's
very fucking funny, and then maybe someone will get a big advantage and can play it. And
I love what Bantwins is doing here. So he created a 3 Eyes Deep server on R&D. He saw the hyperdrive, so maybe he's assuming Rotage is also playing a diaper deck.
I think he may be worried about diaper. Dave is a great guy. Oh, there's Siphon Ghost. So I'm not sure if he himself would say that he invented diaper, but he certainly has had the most success with it and has really popularized it. I think he.
Oh, so that's why Bantwins assumes that it's
the diaper, and since the diaper goes down, okay, I better ice R&D here.
Oh, maybe that was even like intentional by Rotage, like because he trashed the second diaper there, So
he did indeed, yeah.
Hyperdrive, I mean.
So I think the hyperdrivers are just for tempo in this deck.
I think for drawing up, he's playing fast.
Yeah, he's it's like a. Yeah, he's playing. So he's Dave's main breaker is like a Faust Siphon deck. So I do know that Bantwins is running Shiashi, and oh boy, Shiashi is a big problem when you have Faust installed.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and this Blacklist has been raised. Oh no!
Yes.
So the good thing is that it's in the open.
Yeah,
he can just run and trash it if and when he needs to. So that's fine. There's no hostile infrastructure to make it hard to trash. There's no what's it called? That really annoying HP asset that makes it cost +1 to trash.
Oh, yeah. Encryption
protocols. None of that. So he could, in theory, just go and trash it when he needs to, before like an ice comes up.
Yeah, but on the other hand, does he really have to? Like, we don't see any recursion on board right now.
There's none yet. I do know he definitely has at least one levy in his deck. A Faust deck, he's going to go through his cards real quick. And he's got Laguna Villa District, which lets him draw really fast.
Yeah, that's good. I don't know. Like, maybe on the one hand, maybe he doesn't have to trash it right now. But of course, on the other hand, like Bantwins board sets, it's not going to get smaller with time. It's gonna be growing bigger, and more oppressive.
Yeah.
And maybe he will play current. Maybe he will have hostile infrastructure. Maybe it's you should take care of this now. And not get locked out later.
True. Oh, it's hard to lock Faust out, but it's possible. Oh, and there's Faust on the table now.
Okay, sweet, and SMC as well. That's good.
So I see he popped his hyperdriver there just for value, just to like get a faster, bigger turn.
There's hostile infrastructure.
There's hostile.
I think there was a run on this.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So maybe he actually wanted to install the Faust to...
He's using his Moonbird credits for value.
Ah, yes, so using his Moonbird before his turn
So
ends.
it was actually the Bantwins' turn, and he used the Moonbird credits to rest the hostile infrastructure, which is a good idea.
So it looks like Dave's plan here is to just give Bantwins his money as much as he wants, and then either, like...
Lock him out with a account siphon, you mean?
I don't think that's going to be possible. He's got too much money to do that. His account siphon will have to be to make Dave rich, or...
I really don't see the line of play for Dave right now.
It's tough. He might just try and like keep trashing bioethics, so that's tough, right?
So here's my thinking. Like usually, you have to decide: do I win early or late? But Bantwins seems to have like a deck that is super oppressive in the late game. So I'm not understanding why Dave seems to be going for the late game here.
So I don't know what Dave's playing here.
Maybe he didn't draw the cards.
So his end game is deep data mining,
yes,
which is a really good card. Like lots of cards at the same time with not much setup. So maybe he's hoping to install another film critic and just land some lucky deep data minings. Okay, yeah. You could very possibly.
We heard that today. Apparently, Dave was it Dave
who
scored 4 agendas on deep data mining.
He did. He was on 0 points,
going from 0 to winning the game in his last click.
It was one last mad dash desperate deep data mine for 5 cards and saw 4 gens out of 5. It was. Ooh.
So what is that thing? Is that from one from Terminal Directive?
That is Savant. It's the Terminal Directive. It's got strength equal to your unused memory, and it's 2 to break up to 2 code gates or century subroutines. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
There was a very good Shaper deck that went about that had Deus Ex adjusted Matrix, which let it be able to click through things in E3, and Savant. And it had lots of memory and deep data mining. It was really efficient and it was really annoying to play against. And Savant is really good against HPX, as it turns out, because you don't run any code gates or sentries that are more than strength 5.
Oh, yeah. But I saw also Bantwins has some really weird ice choices that I encountered for the first time today. So so let's see how this works against a unconventional ice suite.
Yeah, it's not as great against Shincheki ice. There's things like a DNA tracker. It's not great against DNA tracker.
Yeah, it's called Digadier, right?
Have I completely missed the thing? I apologize. Digadier. That is the 0 crossed. It's kind of like Charizard, but for shapers.
Yes, the thing where you install something on it, right?
And that gives you 1 back or reduces the cost by 1.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a leprechaun.
Yeah, and it costs 0 memory as well. Yeah. So that's works with deep data mining and yeah,
good. Okay, so he wants to have like a very lean, very MU rich deck, so he can the data mining.
Did he install over turtlebacks there? I think he did. I'm not sure how he did that. Maybe like because we ran into space in the stream.
No. Bantwins wouldn't care.
Okay.
So there's bioethics being rest right now.
So that was Friends back.
Why did he trash it? I don't get it.
If Dave trashed that,
maybe Dave trashed it. Maybe.
That would be very unusual. I can't see you doing that with all that money that Dave has at the moment. That's nuts.
There's apparently some thinking going on right now.
Is that tech startup?
Tech startup.
Yeah,
yes.
tech startup.
Okay. Oh, it's Dave's turn. Just think about this.
So he's thinking.
What? He's right. So the text started is rest because Bantwins used Friends and High Places, I guess.
Yeah, stream is on point with the stream chat is on point with the competitive insights here. Yeah, of course. He doesn't care about the money, so he's denying the Astrolabe draw. Very good.
All right, so you overwritten it, so he doesn't get the. That's a good point. Yes, thank you so much, chat. So here's Dean Lister as well.
I love Dean Lister.
So that will allow Rotage to boost the strength of a breaker once.
And oh no, he's not.
Okay, so
trash anything.
So the tech startup was actually Jackson Howard all along. It's a
and bioethics getting pinging with bioethics.
So that's something I find fascinating. Why not just get a second bioethics, right?
Yeah. Maybe digging for friends.
Yeah, it seems like Bantwins really needs the Jackson Howard for something. Maybe he has some agendas on hand that he wants to get rid of.
Possibly. Maybe he just wants more cards.
Yes.
Oh, and Dean Lister's gone. Another Dean Lister. That's fine.
Okay, so here's the damage.
Oh no, deep data mining, that's how you win.
Ooh. Well, I'm assuming he has some kind of recursion symbol thing or something like this, right? Right?
He must. Well, he's got Levy.
Yes,
although Blacklist is on the board at the moment. Dave...
Oh, right. Blacklist, again.
Yeah.
Oh.
Again, his deck doesn't run incredibly rich. He doesn't have, like... Oh, I was thinking, would you have Blue Moose? But maybe not if you've got a Faust deck. If you're moosing cards, that's your fuel for the next run through the deck. And it's not like a conventional Levy deck where you want just to play good cards. You want all your cards for breaker power.
Okay, so Bantwins,
interesting.
Bantwins just draws with Jacko. Installs, giving you Rotage Astrolabe draw.
And picture some cards. So what I'm most interested in here is seeing just how many Shashis are in R&D. I think...
You think there is not just one Shiashi,
I think there might be 2 Shashis in R&D here. So, like, maybe Dave's waiting for there to be no cards left in his stack. That's one way to deal with Shashi. You can't trash cards from your stack if there's none left. Huh?
Fascinating. I wonder maybe if Dave is just going like, okay, I'm just going to wait for him to mill himself.
I don't think that he's going to be able to. So, because he's fit for cards, he does have Museum of History in his deck.
Oh, right.
The endless recursion.
Right. But so far there's none out.
None out yet. I really wish I could see there's a number on top of his R&D which said how many cards are left. That would be nice.
Yeah, no, this is not Jinteki.
It's not Jinteki. Well, it is. It's Replicant Perfection.
Well, it is Jinteki, the ID. It's not Jinteki.net. Yeah. Sadly, also, we don't have the audio, so we don't know what they're saying. But we have to assume that this is something that is quite often asked in this kind of games.
See, and that is...
Oh, is that a run?
That is a deep data mining run.
All right.
Oh, no! Oh, so it's not Disaster, because he's got
Savant,
which breaks code sentries.
Okay.
Although, he's looking for... he's got Deus Ex.
No.
Oh, no, there's the Savant, sorry.
That's the
on
Savant,
the
right?
Digitier.
So this is what you thought it was. Those new terminal directive cards.
They're good.
They're good. But
I mean, there's one
in
incredible terminal directive card. It's called Estel Moon. It's
never heard about this. Seems like something only losers play.
So, unfortunately, he's got a big hand of cards.
Okay, so there's going to be the Savant. The Savant can break the Komaino, no problem, I guess. How much do you know?
Ooh, I can't remember. It's either 2 for 2 code gate subs or 2 for 1 sentry sub. Ooh, let me check.
Okay. Okay, so are we continuing the run? Where's the money? I don't see the money.
Oh, so he's got
okay, so that is going to be the DNA tracker. So now's the question: how Dave will deal with the DNA tracker? I guess he doesn't have any money, right? I don't.
Yeah, so
he has Faust. Yeah, he can delist a Faust. That's true.
So Savant is actually 2 credits for 1 sentry subroutine, so it's not good at breaking Kamino at all, unfortunately.
Okay, he actually does delist a Faust and then uses pitches 3 cards to get through.
DNA tracker.
Faust against this deck might be a bit.
Oh, is he?
Oh, actually, no. Wait, he actually doesn't pitch the cards, but he maybe takes the damage. But I mean, he doesn't have any money, so why even?
Is he going to continue? Is he going? I think he has to. Yeah.
Oh, there's Shashi. No! Oh,
it's a disaster.
It is. It hurts.
Is this it? Is this him? So he's used Dean Lister to boost Faust, but because of the intrinsics in the way it works, the more you Faust, the less strength it's got. Kind of like a Faustian bargain, and that's game flatline. Oh, poor Dave.
Still, how was the flatline?
He hit a Shashi.
Oh, he just couldn't break it. He just couldn't break Shashi. Oh my gosh, that was like the most anticlimactic ending.
Yeah, I guess Dave knew he didn't have much of a shot. He just
Wow. That is wow.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to Bantwins.
Congratulations. So we're gonna have a Belgian and another Belgian in the finale.
All Belgian
and
finals.
Dutch nationals.
Excellent.
And the Dutch nationals, obviously.
Obviously.
Okay, so we're gonna do a small break, setting up stuff, and we're gonna move over to the finals.
Excellent stuff.
See you in a while.
See you in a bit.
And here's Krystian after editing. Wow, that was one hell of a prison that the Bantwins built in this game. Really oppressive, those prison decks. We're gonna move on. As I already spoiled, the finale is gonna be Peter against Bantwins again, so look forward to that one. Before we do, again, the broken record reminder that it really helps us if you click that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Otherwise, see you next time around, and as always, hack the planet! Hack the planet!
Shut up and get in the car! Shit on me.